Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you. We have a very special guest among us today in our show, an inspirational, motivational, international speaker. He is a life coach, an engineer, and an eminent member of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We have Prabhu Amogha Lila among us.
Thank you for inviting me. Hare Krishna, everyone.
So it is a privilege to have you with us in the studio.
Thank
you.
you.
You're in Mauritius. You had an interaction with the youth of our country on a
Yeah.
very important theme, how to unlock your hidden potential.
Yes.
So how did it go?
I think it was very good. I delivered now. They had to tolerate, so they know that how was it. But yes, I enjoyed it. I relished it. And I could see that the audience was very lively. They were asking questions, and they were very reciprocative. And the learning attitude was really awesome. In terms of arrangement, everything was really perfect. And at the end, we had nice prasadam. So that was also very good. So I liked it. And I hope that those who are listening, who were there on the other end, they also liked it.
Yeah, so it's your first time in Mauritius, right?
Yes,
so
first
how do you
time, but
find
not
it?
the last time. Yes, the journey starts with first step, and this was the first step.
Okay, so let's have a glimpse of the show you had yesterday.
Once there was one father and the son, and they were doing their morning walk. And as they were doing their morning walk, so the son said, "Dad, I think I should get married, Dad." The father stopped. He said, "How dare you say this?" He said, "So what? Everyone gets married. You also got married. That's why I was born. What's wrong?" And the father was really angry. He said, "How dare you say that? Say sorry to me now." The son said, "Excuse me, Dad. Why should I say sorry? It's such a small thing. I just expressed my desire that I want to get married. What's wrong with you, Dad?" And then father said, "No. I want an apology now. Say sorry to me now. How come on a morning walk you can say, 'Dad, I want to get married'? Nonsense." And then son said, "Okay, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." So father said, "Now you are ready to get married." When it's not your mistake, still you are ready to say sorry. That means you are ready to get married. Yes.
Viewers of the MBC will have the chance to see the seminar which was filmed and which will be broadcast very soon on MBC TV. So Amogha Liladas Prabhu, you were born in Lucknow in India.
Yeah.
You have a degree in computer science and you had a good job in a software company. All very normal for a typical Indian Naujawan, right? But then suddenly you chose to become a monk.
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, earlier my plan was to become a millionaire. I'll make a lot of money and take care of the poor people. I should feed the poor people. So earlier this was my plan. But I could see that people are suffering more because of the mind than because of the body. And there are many people who are serving the body. But nobody's taking care of the mind, the rascal mind, that ego which is there inside. Even a millionaire is also struggling with that entity known as ego, the mind. So that's why I thought that I should serve in that avenue. And for that, I was not supposed to become a millionaire. I was supposed to become a monk, work on my own mind, work on my own ego, so that now I'm equipped enough to take care of the other people's mind and help them live a better life. So that's why I decided to be a monk. Also because I could feel that God has given me everything so nice in terms of education, my parents, in terms of talents, in terms of people surrounding me, company, association, everything was too good. So I thought that whatever good God has blessed upon me, I should give it back as a matter of gratitude.
What about your family? Did they accept it and your friends? It was like a very...
Absolutely.
It's a
Of course,
choice.
it was a little bit of culture shock for my friends. But my family, of course, they wanted me to get married because I'm the only son. But when they saw that I'm not joining any terrorist group, but I'm joining Hare Krishnas, teaching people Bhagavad Gita, chanting of the holy names of the God, of the Lord. So that's why they could see that, okay, he is going for a good mission. And not that he is not associating with us anymore. He still comes home, he still meets us, socializes with us, listens to us, and he's there with us, and we are also with him. We go to temple, we can meet him. So our son is there with us. Just like any married woman. She lives with the husband. In between, she goes and meets the parents as well. So I'm living with the devotees, with the Lord, in the service of humanity. And in between, I also go and visit my parents. So it's the same thing which all women are doing in this world. I'm doing the same thing. And that too, living a very selfless life with no salary, no comforts, no wife, no children, no bungalow, nothing for my own, but for the society. So they could see that, well, it's a very high quality life and very few people choose this
very
life.
gratifying, right?
Yeah.
In some, not in money terms, but in other terms.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you discover ISKCON?
Actually, I went to different organizations. I used to go to different religions and have my Q&A with the priest, the scholars, and the preachers. But I was like a walking question bank. So they would say, have faith, man. Have some faith. You ask so many questions. So I would say, well, I'm ready to give my life to you. But I want all my questions to be answered. So I got all the authentic scientific answers to my questions coming to the Hare Krishnas, because they were not like a cult. They were not.
So you said scientific answers, right?
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
So being a monk and talking about science, is it not like there's not a big contrast there?
No, not at all. No, because monks are also scientifically driven spiritual people.
Okay.
So not that, they have blind faith and they just keep on practicing because they are monks, No, we are not monkeys. We are monks. And monks are intelligent. So they have questions. They can even counter question. They can even have counter question. And in this way, when there is a very healthy discussion about spirituality, then the faith shines to its full glory.
Okay. And why is service to humanity important?
Well, that's most important. Why? Because the humanity is there and the Lord shows his compassion through some of us. So humanity can be served at bodily level. The humanity can be served at mental level or psychological level, as well as spiritual level. So in this way, it's a holistic care for humanity. And who is the beneficiary ultimately? The one who is offering the services. Because when we offer services, we get satisfaction. We are uplifted. We become the instrument of the grace of God. In this way, we become more spiritual.
It's like offering is better than receiving.
Absolutely. Because when we give God, we get God. When we give Krishna, we get Krishna. So we should give God to the people. And then, by the grace of God and by their blessings, we become even nearer to God. So that's why service to humanity should be done at all levels, at physical level, bodily level, mental, intellectual level, and of course, spiritual level. So that is what we are trying to do through ISKCON. Yeah.
Prabhu Amogha Lila Das, so you're very popular on social media. You have millions of followers on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok. So for a monk, you're kind of a tech monk. For me, when I thought about a monk, it's like someone who's in a monastery, very,
meditation.
Very meditation type. So how did you choose to become this kind of a monk today?
Yeah, actually, just like any other monk, as we are supposed to be doing meditation. So we do meditation in the morning. We get up early in the morning by 4 o'clock, and by 4:30 we are ready for our Mangala Aarti, the first prayers in the temple. And then we have 2 hours of meditation on the holy name. And then we hear also discourse for 1.5 hours. And then we have breakfast prasadam. So in this way, the morning time is there for meditation, for spiritual activity. And rest of the day, we serve humanity, either through counseling, either by feeding prasadam or sanctified food.
So is it like a natural thing for you to be like to be on TikTok, to be on YouTube? Do other monks appreciate it, or do they say that you're like a different kind of a monk?
Of course, they appreciate it because they say, well, usually monks are very introvert. So by nature, I was also very introvert. But in order to educate people, I had to practice another nature, which was to be extrovert. So I practiced it. So that's why those who are monks, they know that usually monks are introvert. And we know Amogha Lila Das, he's also introvert. We know him, right, from very beginning. He's an introvert guy, but he has practiced it so that he can connect to people, connect to the masses, educate them, uplift them. So that way, what he's doing, it's a hard work for the humanity. We all should be doing this. So that's why they also try at their own level. So monks should be educating, not that, we are in our own monasteries practicing meditation and we only worry about our own self-deliverance. Yeah. We should also care for others as well.
Pass on the knowledge.
Yes, that's true. When we eat the sweet, we should also share the sweets.
Yeah. So I've seen on YouTube the themes that you tackle. How to stop overthinking, how to, pertinent issues like living relationship, addiction of the youth towards alcohol, drugs, and even to subjects like porn addiction.
Yes.
And you present it in a very casual and very funny way at times. So how do you do it, in fact?
Yeah. I feel that the message should be heavy, but when it is with lubrication of humor, then it becomes more digestible. So that's why sometimes I use humor so that a serious message can be transported. And also people are addicted to entertainment, All right, okay, you want that, I'll give a little bit that as well. Plus the message, because we have to save the youngsters. Currently, youngsters are completely enamored and hypnotized by the glamour of this age, the Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
So they are having drugs, live in relationships, and they are having such bitter life. In India, I would say 78%, as per one of the survey, 78% of the youth is addicted to something. 78%. It can be drugs, it can be smoking, drinking, it can be gadgets.
Yeah.
And because of spending too much time with gadgets, they are not having good, healthy relationships, happy relationships. So many divorces are happening. Currently, 13, 14, 15% is the divorce rate in India. In 1984, there was first divorce
Even
case.
in Mauritius, it is on the rise.
Yeah. So it's increasing, which used to be in Europe and in America, which is like 60, 70% divorce rate. Now India, or say Mauritian country, we see that such cultured countries are also gradually moving towards such trend, which is not good. So as monk, I thought it is my responsibility that we should educate them. So we try to do various kind of seminars, podcast sessions, or YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, with the message, come on guys, save yourself. And by God's grace, we are getting immense success. Many youth, they come that, okay, Prabhuji, we watched your video. Earlier I was going in that direction. I was living a very hollow and shallow life. Your video saved me. I was about to commit suicide, but I saw your video and I said, no, this life is a gift of God. Problems can be tackled. In case if I got a boil in my thumb, I should apply ointment, not that I cut the thumb. Cutting thumb is not the solution. Suicide is not the solution. Life should have sweet side, not suicide. Thank you, Amogha ji, for inspiring us. Thank you. So there are hundreds and thousands of people. So I'm not saying that I am great. God is great. His compassion is great.
But the message that you are
Message is
delivering
great. Yeah. I'm just a small instrument of His compassion.
Medium.
Yeah. So they feel happy, and seeing their happiness, I feel happy.
Okay. Every human being has an ego. So how do you control your ego and then tell yourself that there's something much bigger than you are?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. This happens by seva, service. Because with ego, you can't do seva. You can't do service. But when we do service to God, service to humanity, service to the devotees, service, now ego says, oh, come on, you are going against me. Because ego says, I am the Lord. Serve me. I am the Lord. So opposite to that, no, here is my Lord and I am the servant. So this servant consciousness and activities of being servant, that really helps in melting down ego. So with devotion, we can melt out ego. We can evaporate ego. False ego. And then we have spiritual ego, that I am a servant of God. Yes.
Prabhu Amogha, Lila, it's a pleasure having you with us. There are some topics, some things which I really want to talk to you about. So, Lord Krishna, in chapter 4, verses 7 and 8, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about in the Bhagavad Gita, he stated that he would return to restore balance and righteousness whenever there is a decline in dharma, meaning righteousness, and a rise in adharma, meaning unrighteousness, with war waging in so many parts of the world, so many atrocities, genocides going on. So, don't you think it's the right time for Lord Krishna to come to earth? Or he should have come even earlier? What can you tell us about that?
Yes. So when Lord Krishna says that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmana sarjamya aham, that I come to restore the tranquility in this world. Paritranaya sadhunam, in order to save the saintly people. Vinashasya dushkritam, that means those who are miscreants, I punish them as well. And I establish the principles of religion. I do that. But we see that, okay, currently, we see that so much of chaos is there at political level, social level. There is so much of chaos. Why God is not descending? Well, God descends when it goes to extreme levels. Then God himself comes, because now nobody can manage it. Okay, now I'll manage it. But otherwise, we can manage it. Like currently, there are many people who are chanting the names of God, and in this way, there is piety increasing. All across the globe, we have people chanting Hare Krishna, even in China, which is an atheistic country. Russia, which is a communist country. USA, Russia, South America, Africa. In Africa, it is the fastest growing religion, Hinduism. The credit goes to the Hare Krishnas. So gradually things are improving, although because it is Kali Yuga. So people would be having some kind of difficulties, because that's the nature of this age. But still the solution is also happening. So currently, is there any incarnation of the Lord? Yes. The holy name is an incarnation, the Nam Avatar. Anybody can chant the names of God and feel benefited. But as God comes, when there are extreme measures, when there is a crisis, then God does come and nobody else can manage. Currently, chaos is there, but it is manageable. At political level, at diplomatic level.
He is coming in some way or the other already?
Yes, in the form of prophets, messengers, preachers, educators, social reformers, spiritual reformers, they're also having power of God. Just like when people say, Amogha, Lila ji, we heard your lecture, my life is transformed. So it is empowerment of God. So otherwise, generally, he sends vibhutis. Vibhutis means they are empowered entities to reform things. So in that phase, in the form of some messengers and prophets, educators, teachers, they are also carrying potency of God. So through them, God is reforming things. If he withdraws his potency, who can reform anything? That's like, bulb is there, but there is no electric supply. What bulb can do then? So we are like bulb. But bulb is having electric supply from God. So that's why we are able to do some kind of management. But when it goes out of the hand to the next level, extreme level, then God says, okay, now I'm coming. So then he himself descends in the form of his incarnations or divine descents.
Yes, you're talking about incarnation. In Hinduism, we believe about reincarnation.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a firm believer of reincarnation. Should we believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, of course we should believe in reincarnation. When Lord descends, it is known as incarnation.
Okay.
But that's not very appropriate because incarnate means entering flesh. But God does not enter flesh. God remains divine. Even when he descends, he has divine body, not a flesh and bones body. So that's divine descent. But for a layman, we say, okay, it was an incarnation. But for us, it's a reincarnation because we enter flesh. The soul enters flesh. So we re-enter. So there are many proofs in case somebody wants to read in detail because the time is short in this interview. So I'll not get into all the details. Yeah. But if in case somebody wants to study in detail, there's a book known as Demystifying Reincarnation. It is by Chaitanya Charan Das ji. Amazing book. It has got many, many case studies. Also, there are more than 400 case studies by Ian Stevenson. One can type in Google and see so many case studies on reincarnation. Like one of the reasons of reincarnation is the birthmarks. Okay. Now somebody can say, well, you say that in the previous life, the person was got some wound in one place, and now in next life he has wound. How come? Well, by chance it happened, man. By chance. Now there was one case in which the person had 7 wounds in his previous life. He was a gangster. In previous life, he got 7 wounds. In next life, he has 7 wounds in those same places. Now, those who are studies or those who study reincarnation.
Do they remember? Does someone who has remember his previous life?
Yeah, I'll come to that. Yeah. One thing is that the birthmarks. So, in case the body is can be divided into 112 parts. So, the probability, mathematics, probability is that getting a same birthmark is 1 upon 112 in the same place as per mathematics. Now, somebody is having 7 marks in the same place where he got the wounds. That means the probability is 1 upon 112 raised to the power 7. Those who know mathematics. Wow. So this is highly improbable. It cannot be a case of chance. Now, also, people recall memories. People say, no, I used to stay in that place. The name of my wife was this. The name of my child is this. It's a toddler. Now, when they go to that place, they actually see that there is a lady.
I've seen lots of documentaries on that. Yeah.
There used to be one TV serial named as Raaz Pishte Janam Ka. That means secret of your previous life. That used to come on India television. And at that time, all channels were off. Nobody would go to any other channel, even though there are most sensational things happening on other channels, but people would watch this.
But not even only in India, not only in Hinduism. I've seen it like happening in Ireland with people from Christian faith. Yes. Also, they say that they are the reincarnation of someone else.
Yes, absolutely. Although Quran and Bible are quite about reincarnation. They don't talk about reincarnation. They say there is only one life. If you live a pious life, then there is Jannat. If you don't live a pious life, you go to Jahannam. It's only one life, or hell or heaven. But actually, there are many case studies. They mention that, yes, it's a proven fact that there is reincarnation. That means we go through repeated birth and death. So Sanatan Dharma talks in detail about, with many case studies, that yes, there is reincarnation. Like there was one King Bharat, he became Deer Bharat and became now Jad Bharat, or a spiritual meditator. So even one can enter into lower species of life, depending on the state of consciousness when one leaves body. So that's why there are case studies also, which proves, scientifically also scripturally, which proves that there is reincarnation.
Okay. So there's one topic which is very dear to me. Okay. When I have time, I always go on YouTube and I type UFO, unidentified flying objects. Do you, sir, believe in unidentified flying objects?
Absolutely. There are unidentified flying objects and there are such tangible images. Although we could not do much of research about it, but as per Vedic scriptures, there is life on other planets as well. on other planetary systems, I would say not just planets, other planetary systems. Currently our Voyager 1, Voyager 2, they go to same plane of space. We may go to Mars, we may go to Venus, we may go to Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. Currently, I think recently we had Voyager, which just passed Pluto.
Okay.
It just exited the solar system. So currently our research is more on this plane. But we are not exploring below and above this. We are not going. Currently, we are having hypothesis. You know, when some light is coming and depending on the light, and then we are doing some analysis.
Do you think we have the visit of UFOs?
Yes. So there can be people who are visiting us since they exist on different dimension of space.
Yeah.
So we may not be able to interact with them, but sometimes they can come to our purview. So that's why we say unidentified flying objects, but they were flying objects. So are there aliens? Yes, of course, aliens are there. That means there is life on other planets. Not, you know, not that God made only one Earth and all life is here. Rest, all planets are junky planets. It's all junk, just the ball of gas. No.
Let me tell you what I found on the internet again. It's like a documentary which said that UFOs which have been cited by some people in the US, they are saying that those UFOs are in fact human beings coming from another dimension, from a distant future. We are time traveling. So do you believe in time traveling?
Of course, there is time traveling, but currently scientists are having theories about it.
Yeah.
Like they believe that when you enter a black hole, then you enter into new time dimension, time and space dimension. Now, when you are inside, that's a wormhole. And when you exit, that's a white hole. And then now you're in a different time and space dimension. Like Interstellar, movies like Interstellar, they talk about that.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So time travel is possible, but it may not be possible by our mechanical gadgets, the space shuttles and all that. We cannot travel more faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
We cannot do that. So that's why we have got certain restrictions. So that's why we have got more of axioms or analytical facts, but not proven facts. We have theories. We had Big Bang theory. Now there are scientists that are saying, no, it cannot Big Bang. Why? Because everything is in such order. How can everything be in order, whether at biological level, at chemical level, at universal level? Everything is in order. How can, after a bang, things are in order? So now scientists are coming with new theory, the theory of cosmic intelligence.
Yeah.
So that way scientists are finding out new theories, telling that previous theory had some mistakes, you know. So now we have got a new theory. And then after some time, well, actually this theory was not good enough. So we have got a new theory. In this way, we are progressing. And one day we'll come to the truths which are already mentioned in the scriptures. That yes, life exists on different planets and we can do time travel or space travel. But for that, we need different subtle mechanisms, not really mechanical mechanisms.
Okay, Prabhu, Amogha, Lila, let's come back to Earth, okay, to Mauritius where we are. So the fast pace of life, the onus of earning more money, the onus of getting married, having children, the stress. What can you say to people to have better control of all this and not to get too much stress in their daily lives?
For that, I have one acronym, you know, what is the cause of stress? So C-A-U-S-E, cause.
Okay.
So what is the cause of stress? So C stands for competitive mentality. So when we have competitive mentality, so then there is stress because competition is driven by enviousness and jealousy. So when we are envious or jealous of someone, then that causes stress. We should take inspiration from the other person instead of feeling jealous or feeling envious. So C, A for association. In case your association is bad, so bad association puts stress. So we should have good association. We may have less number of people with good association instead of many number of people with bad association. So A stands for association. U stands for unhealthy lifestyle. In terms of eating and sleeping, if we are not balanced, then we would have stressful life. So we should be very conscious about that. On time we should sleep, get up on time, eat healthy. That's very important. Otherwise you will be in stress because garbage in, garbage out. Nectar in, nectar out. So U, S stands for spirituality. So spiritual vacuum is there, so then also we feel stress. Usually we are spiritual when we are in stress, then we go to God, oh God, please help me, oh Krishna, please help me. Oh, when you are not in stress, then what were you doing? Well, we were drinking, having fun, guys, yo. So S stands for spiritual vacuum. And then E stands for expectations being unrealistic. So when there are unrealistic expectations, then also there is stress. So C-A-U-S-E, competitive mentality. A for association, bad association. U for unhealthy lifestyle. S for spiritual vacuum. And E for expectations being unrealistic. So this is the cause of stress. Work on the cause and be free from stress.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, Amogha, Lila. That was really a pleasure having you among us
you.
here in Mauritius and on MBC TV. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you for inviting. Goodbye. Hare Krishna.